It's the NFL on EA Sports as we are in the inner harbor of Baltimore at M&T Bank Stadium. Here's a scene a short time ago. The Ravens introduced to this sellout crowd, and through a sea of pyrotechnics, out they came from the tunnel. We're set to go as the Ravens get ready to match up with the Dallas Cowboys. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. First carry now for Alex Collins. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Play action. It's Jackson. He'll buy some time right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And got his man complete. And he takes this down deep on the Cowboys side of the field. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 69 yards. First red zone chance now for the Ravens. They've got a first and goal to go at the 7. They go play action with Jackson. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Nick Boyle from 6 yards away. And the Ravens take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Tucker with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Run. At 47. 26.
Prescott. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down.
Under.
Prescott looks to throw on first. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard after the 36. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Prescott to throw it. Drops it underneath to Elliott. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
Second down, Prescott. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Cyrus Jones picks it, and they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Here's a first down run with Collins. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Jalen Smith, the Notre Dame man, in on the tackle.
Detroit! Detroit! No. Check. Patriot!
On second down, here's Jackson. He's going to fire one deep over, trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 18, and he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
The good old cover 3 defense, partner. When you start playing football as a safety, that's the first thing you're taught. Middle of the field, be as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, and break on the football when it's thrown and pick it off, just as we saw there.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 right at the 30. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's going to go for it, and that's caught inside the 35. They give him a gain of 38. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. Here's Prescott. Over the middle, Cooper with it. Touchdown, Cowboys! Amari Cooper, 35 yards. And the Cowboys are an extra point away from tying the football game. Extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 7. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And now here come the Ravens. A tale of 2 extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
A gain of 3, second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. On second down, Jackson. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there. And in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. From the gun, it's Jackson. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a 1st down. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a 1st down.
Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter of play. 2nd quarter now. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis with you. It's the Ravens who have the football. They've got it 2nd and 6 to start things out. From midfield now, here's Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Tyrone Crawford in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result?
Sack.
Quarterback gets hit.
On 3rd down, Jackson. Crabtree with it over the middle. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the 1st down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Lucky 56.
4th down, here's Jackson. Looking for Crabtree, and it's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. He was looking for Crabtree that time. Maybe he telegraphed it a little bit right there. You've got a quarterback knowing that he's going against a rookie quarterback. He stepped in and picked it.
You think he had a great week of preparation, looking forward to this opportunity? And the second part of that is when you're a young quarterback, you are going to stare down targets, but oftentimes your playbook hasn't expanded to give you full field reads as well. Makes it a little bit tougher for him.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Prescott now on 2nd down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Elliott. And now running right through it. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Give him 30 yards there.
So what's the old expression that quarterbacks like to use when they decide to throw the football? I'm looking for either a touchdown or a check down. And he took the check down on that play, and it worked almost to perfection.
Over the middle, Amari Cooper. It's complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. That one goes for 24 yards. A first opportunity in the red zone for the Cowboys. It's 1st and 10 from the 12. On the counter, Elliott. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, a 12-yard touchdown run. And the Cowboys are in for 6. And they drew up the counter there. It worked. They're glad they drew up the counter.
And a lot of times what you're trying to do is just simply get the defense moving in one direction. It doesn't take much. Even one step's enough. Get them going in one direction and then cut back against the grain and let your running back finish it off and get the work done.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it no matter the sport, they say the great athletes they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite of that level and not of that age. But
I was going for the age.
I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day.
And he takes this down deep on the Cowboys side of the field. A big run there by Collins. Give him 55 yards on the ground. So the field flips here as they'll go to work at the 20 now on 1st and 10.
Watch him now, Barney. Barney.
On 1st, they go right back to Collins. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Now Jackson on 2nd down. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. And now the Cowboys are going to call another timeout. That's their 2nd, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this second quarter. We'll be right back. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. From the gun, Jackson. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Tyrone Crawford in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Two minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to Baltimore after this. And no move to get the offense off the field. Despite failing once, they're going to go again here on 4th down.
Detroit! Detroit! Gun! 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 Gun!
And with the play clock getting closer to 0, John Harbaugh is going to call a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Now, the offense failed earlier on the previous crack at this, but they're going again on 4th down.
Detroit! Detroit! Gun! 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 Gun!
They're going on 4th down. It's Jackson. This right around the 6. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Mark Andrews, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match than a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
They start on the ground with Elliott. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Terrell Suggs in on the tackle. The Cowboys looking to get going again in a hurry. A second down throw for Prescott. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play as we'll get a timeout. As they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's third and long.
Under. Go. Get out there.
Here's Prescott. And he'll have his man. That's Cooper. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It'll be a gain of 16 and give him a first down as well. The give is to Elliott. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much.
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
So this has been a lot like a tennis match, hasn't it? Back and forth. Both these offenses having their way so far. So maybe the question isn't who's going to score the most points in this game. Maybe it's who's going to get some stops.
Yeah, absolutely. And that sack, finally a first step in the right direction for a stop. Third and long for Prescott. Incomplete. He had his hands on it, but couldn't pick it. But it's now fourth down.
These two offenses have gone up and down the field so far in the first half. Finally, I say, here's a stop on third down.
So fourth and 15, but the offense is staying out there to go for it.
Here we go, 46.
They're indeed going for it. It's Prescott. To the right side, he's got Cooper. It's complete. And he's not able to get away. He is stopped well short of a first down. Well, that, my friend, I guess is the definition of a head-scratcher. Fourth and long, this stage of the game. What were they doing?
I just have to believe that he looked at the situation, still in the first half, decided if there was a time to be aggressive, now was it, because there's still time to make up for it if things don't go right. Of course, a lot of questions on this one, and look, I want to go for it as much as anyone.
But fourth and long?
Yeah, I don't think I would have there. That one seemed a little bit on the irrational side.
Fans might be a little angry at that one. Now a play fake here on first down. Caught left side to Crabtree. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 16 yards on that one and a Raven first. This quarterback now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a first and 10.
No, Jack, Patriot! Detroit!
Off the play fake, here's Jackson. Looking left side, Andrews with it complete. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. They go play action here on first down. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And now look at him go. He's at the 30, 10, 5. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown.
Now, that was a beautiful play. A pick six. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
Oh, you mean with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 21-14. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And the Ravens taking the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out. Final
play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10. Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
And they'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Prescott under pressure again, and down he goes again. Tony Jefferson in there to drop him, and back-to-back sacks now bring up 4th and long. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Here's Jones. 12 yards on the return that time, and the Ravens, they'll take over. The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance really to set the tone here in quarter 3.
They can really take charge, can't they? And this is probably how it was drawn up at the half. I think we can go inside the locker room, all right? And I think we would see up on the grease boards, stop them defensively, get the ball back for the offense, and let's go downfield and score. Seems simple, right? The last part, we have to find out that's going to happen. But the first part worked to perfection. Did exactly what they wanted, and now their offense has to pay it off.
See if they can get the latter 50%. And he stopped immediately there. On the tackle, it's Randy Gregory. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
The Ravens on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Jackson from the shotgun. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off near the 44. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. How about the big boys snagging one? You don't see that every week.
No, you don't, but a lot of them are just reliving their old dreams, going back to when they were in youth football and in high school. They didn't always play defensive line. Some of them actually handled the football, and you can see the flashback when he grabbed that one.
47, 47. 26.
They'll start the drive with Elliott. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up.
Switch, hey. Here we go, 46. Hey, 47. Let's go, let's finish.
Prescott from the gun. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. They failed once in this spot earlier, but the offense will stay out to go for it on 4th down.
Switch, hey. 26.
They'll try and throw for it here. Looking for Hearns, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. On the give, this is Collins running left. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
And again, it's Collins. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Well, add that play to his resume reel, because he went to the Pro Bowl last year. That's how you go to the Pro Bowl. You make plays like that, big-time penetration, and throw people for losses.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 8. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Over the middle here to Brown. And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. With a quick slant, good for 8 and a 1st.
Detroit! Detroit! All right, now, look at 56. Look at...
Jackson on 1st down. There he goes inside the 30. A right side catch by Crabtree. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Michael Crabtree, 42 yards. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game. Tucker with the extra point, and we are tied at 21. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll try and get the running game going with Elliott. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. That's caught at the 25. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Cole Beasley, 57 yards. And the Cowboys have broken the tie. Extra point right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Throw left side complete. It's Andrews. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice gain right there on 1st down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for them.
The Ravens on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield.
I get the thought process. 3rd and short, give it to the fullback, let him bulldoze his way, but that means you're counting on your offensive line to win the line of scrimmage, aren't you?
Yeah, and there was just a mass of bodies there at the line. Looked like more defenders than offensive guys. Winds up losing yardage. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. And he's got Snead. The conversion is successful with a sizable gain of 13, and the decision to go for it looks like a smart one. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You stop to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
Set him back 5. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. From the gun, it's Jackson. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Another 13 yards there twice in a row, and they're on the move. Another 1st down as well.
We got three, fellas, we got 3. Gun!
Play action. Now Jackson. On the move to his left. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
How many times have we seen this late in the fourth quarter? Because you know the pass rush is getting after him, and they get upfield, get that great push, and what do they create? Space, and he takes off.
They run. Montgomery. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blinks that they just had against them.
Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a third and about 5.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
No. Check. Patriot.
Play action. It's Jackson. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off here, the 32. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his second interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
A give to Elliott running left. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football.
And a loose football. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
Now I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule, where the offensive player fumbles the ball, it goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It is a slanted view, isn't it?
But this is where, for the offensive team, the sideline is their friend. Usually it's not there for him.
Yeah, exactly right. I actually played for a guy in college. You know what he used to name the sideline? Sammy. Sammy sideline, and use him well.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. Well, that looked like an example of what you said back in the first half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that.
I think you're exactly.
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Cyrus Jones picks it, and his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
For those who watch the game and want to question the courage of the guys who play on the corner, how about when you see a toss sweep coming your way, yet you still go into the backfield, get past the blockers, and make the tackle? That's big league.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. This is Collins on the handoff. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He's got the hook up to John Brown to the right side. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. It's a pickup of 11 at a Baltimore first down.
That's exactly what they were looking for. If they get another gain like that, they'll be right there in field goal range.
And the tension building. They'll roll him out right. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. On second down, Montgomery. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs, and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Watch it now, Barney!
First down, they run again. Here's Montgomery. Space to run past the 20. And he's got it all the way down to the 12-yard line. That good for 19 and a first down. Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
Lucky 56! Lucky 56! Detroit! Detroit! Hot!
He's back to throw. And this is going to be caught? No, they say it's incomplete. That one was intended for John Brown. And it's second down. The way he's throwing the football today, almost a surprise when he doesn't complete a pass like happened there, but he needs a few more to get his guys downfield.
Well, the way he's thrown it leads him to believe that he's going to get those completions. And that means the guys going out for passes, they'll run even harder because they expect it as well.
He'll look to throw. This will be caught at about the 6. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The Ravens on third down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. Here it's 3rd and 3. They come up in an offset eye.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Hey, watch it.
They'll try and run forward with Collins. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. And now the Cowboys are going to call another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Hot.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And it would appear the Cowboys are going to win this football game. And out now come the Cowboys. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. Didn't get to the sticks, but that's an ideal carry there on 1st down, isn't it?
I mean, now you're 2nd and 1. Although, you know, in the NFL, even if he picked up the 1st down, I don't think it's a big difference because the clock doesn't stop.
Yeah, not like college.
Right. If it's college football, you want to make 2nd and 1.
Ezekiel Elliott going to take it the distance. He's at the 40. A big gain there, and that should certainly be enough to put this one in the win column.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Well, Prescott here to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. I'm surprised with the lead in a one-score game this late, they're even putting the ball in the air in that situation.
Almost makes me feel like the head coach might be second-guessing himself by not clicking on and saying, all we're doing is running it here. But give credit to the guys on defense. They made a play that they absolutely had to have to give themselves a chance to be in this game.
Back to throw. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there. Well, they got exactly what they wanted there. Out route, catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them inbounds and have the clock run. So I'm sitting on the outside portion of the field and not letting them throw an out route. Throw anything inside and I'll make the tackle. An out route? That's not the way you're supposed to play it.
One last shot for Jackson. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 2. And that is going to seal this victory as time runs out. Well, we were on hand for a fun and entertaining game here. Coming down really to that last play. Great job defensively to get the pick and seal it.
And we know that every play during a game matters. You're never sure which one's going to be one of the key ones. But at the end of the game, when you analyze it, 3, 4, 5 plays are going to be the ones you focus on. And that last play was one of them. The last shot had to take it, and they came up with the interception and sealed their victory.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. From Baltimore, so long, everybody.